fucking hate this capture program so much. It's the worst. I will end the age of gods. I will end the entire world. I will see that there is no tomorrow.
Well, that's not how the legend goes. According to myth, your flames consume the Norse Age of Gods, but it's followed by the Age of Humanity.
That is what was fated to be. But I don't care. What need have I of a future I cannot see with my own eyes? Everything should end with me. Then, when this planet ends, I will have the final laugh as it all fades away. At least, that's what I swore to myself, but... I see.
I see. You failed too.
Yes, I failed. I've spent a considerable amount of time struggling to free myself from Odin's prison. But it seems fate is a more formidable foe than I thought. This is as far as I go. My flame will be pruned away along with these Norse lands, crushing my dream of consuming everything. What a pitiful sight this world and I must make.
So that's where your world ended.
Indeed.
Then you have that in common with us. Although I was supposed to save my world, not destroy it.
Indeed.
It was nice to meet you, Fiery King of Giants. But now, I guess this is goodbye.
Farewell, human woman, who cast her gaze from another world ending in fire. If by some miraculous stroke of luck, you should ever happen to lay your eyes on me again, I will show you my flaming sword.
Your noble phantasm?
The end of this planet. Good, you're all here. I knew you wouldn't turn down a challenge. That's one way to put it. Another is that given our choices, there is only one sane answer. This is one hell of a tall order, but if the alternative was death, I'm not going to say no.
I would not have minded dying, but I could not ignore the prospect of these lost belts. I knew human history was fragile, but I didn't know it had branched out to that degree. I suppose you learn something new every day.
I don't care what it takes. It's a huge pain in the ass, but at least it gives us a chance to win. So fine, I'll do it. Basically, we just gotta save the world, right?
I couldn't say anything back then. I was completely at a loss for words. I couldn't laugh it off like Beryl, or brood on it like Kadok. Not when Wodheim's demeanor was so different from what I had expected.
Now, while I'd like nothing more than to celebrate our reunion, our race is already underway. There's no call for fraternization beyond what is absolutely necessary. By now you should all have connected to your lost belts from your coffins, and formed contracts with your servants. I've told you all the information I was given. There's nothing more to add. It won't be long now before the disciples of the foreign god arrive. Once they do, I'd like you all to go with them to your respective lost belts.
Nobody else knew the truth. None of them had any idea what sort of price he had paid to give the rest of us in Team A a chance. He could have boasted about it. He could have held it over our heads. Instead, he never even brought it up. I don't understand. None of us would be here now if it wasn't for you, Kirshtaria. Why didn't you say anything? If you just told them what you did for us, they would do whatever you say.
I see. So you knew, Ophelia. It's simple. I didn't tell them because it's not important for what lies ahead. I want humans to do the best they possibly can. That goes for myself, and it goes for you as well. Gratitude is nice, but not if it leads to their putting less than their full efforts into this endeavor. So don't worry about it. I did that for my sake, not yours. It worked out, and I got what I wanted from it. Besides, if one of you ends up surpassing me, that will make my job easier, right? I risked nothing and stood to gain everything. None of you owes me anything for it.
Kirshtaria. That was the moment I knew, without a shadow of a doubt. Kirshtaria Wodan was different. He always had been. He had been on a whole other level from the rest of us ever since he was born. His mindset, his character, his bearing, all fit for a king. There was simply no other explanation for how he could have accomplished something so incredible.
Ophelia, you'll be taking Scandinavia. Be very careful when you summon your servant after you get there. Destruction factors heavily into Norse mythology. In such a world, it is when matters appear to be going well that one needs to be most on their guard. A good ending for the Norse could in truth be quite a bad ending for us. But then, I suppose I needn't warn you of that. You have your mystic eye after all. You can see into the future far better than I can. As such, you should be more than capable of growing Scandinavia's tree of emptiness to maturity.
That's right. The king I swear allegiance to, the god I worship, isn't the foreign god at all. This is the man I will serve. If it will help him realize his ideals, I'll gladly become a cryptor. I will. I promise, Lord Kirshtaria.
I see. So this is a servant.
Your body is made of ether. You might not like how it feels, but try to get used to it. I'm glad you were the one who answered my summon, Dragon Slayer, wielder of Graham. I know it was a special summoning ritual, but it's still fortunate that I was able to get you without a catalyst. Maybe it's because of my mother's Nordic bloodline. That certainly seems a far more likely cause than my father's fondness for Richard Wagner.
Wagner?
Oh, right. Sorry, in my world's history, Sigurd and Siegfried are different people. So that makes my mother's bloodline seem even more likely. At any rate, it's nice to meet you, Saber. My name's Ophelia Famersalone. I have to say, I'd never have guessed you would exist in this lost belt. I would have thought...
You're not wrong. The heroic spirit this body belongs to isn't from this lost belt.
Huh? No, that can't be right. We cryptors are meant to form contracts with the heroic spirit that's tied to our land.
Ophelia. I see. So your name is Ophelia Famersalone. Ah, that's a lovely name. Famersalone. It puts me in mind of thrones, a type of angel. If you are to be an angel, then you should serve me as your god.
What are you saying, Sigurd?
Oh, come now, don't be so cold. You already know who I am. From my perspective, we just met the other day. Is that not true for you? I'll never forget that gaze of yours. The way you looked at me right before my world, my reality was pruned away. I remember looking you right in the eye, Ophelia.
Those eyes.
You saw me, and I saw you. Rejoice, daughter of humanity. In that moment our fates were intertwined. Did you really not notice, Ophelia Famersalone? My soul was linked to your unusual mystic eye. It's been hiding inside you all this time. You did form a contract. I'm the servant you gained in your lost belt. Rejoice, Ophelia! Your servant is none other than Surtur, the fiery king of giants himself.
No, that can't be right. I'm a master. I know all about the heroic spirits I summon. You're Sigurd, the greatest hero of Scandinavia, heir to Graham, the demonic sword.
Do not force me to repeat myself. You are referring to the body I possess. Yes, you succeeded at summoning Sigurd. That much is true. But thanks to your mystic eye, I snuck into the summoning spell and melded with his soul. Now I control his entire body.
An accidental summoning. Now this would be a multiple simultaneous summon leading to...
Now, don't make that face, Ophelia. Go on, smile. Breathe a sigh of relief. I may be just a soul, but I'm your servant. So I'll be your knight, just like you're my woman. Now, what do you say we seal the deal?
Stay back! Don't come near me!
A command spell? By all means. In fact, that's one of the things I want the most. Go ahead, tie this body down. Destroy it!
What?
That infernal Odin imprisoned my homeland, my foundation. Muspelheim has been left behind in this lost belt. I have to get it back. If this body is shattered, my soul will be freed. Then I will destroy Odin's prison, and that false son of his will fall. Once that has happened, I will materialize in my true form, as the fiery king of giants.
The sun? You mean that enormous sun is actually...
Yes, my true body. Or rather, the prison Odin built to hold it. Did the mages of proper human history not know? Muspelheim, realm of fire, home to all Muspel, is in fact my own body. It is the endless flame burning with an insatiable hunger for destruction. I will need it to resume Ragnarok, which was so rudely interrupted. Odin's seal was quite solid, but thankfully you saw to that when you released my soul. The rest is easy. I'll escape this shell, and my soul will destroy my body's prison from the outside. That prison may be difficult to escape from within, but it is all too vulnerable from the outside. I struck Odin a fatal blow after I devoured Fenrir. The Allfather clearly didn't have the strength left to secure my prison from both sides. I suppose I should expect no less from the soul of a great hero. Now that we are meshed together, it will be difficult to escape this body on my own. It's torturous having to constantly face Sigurd's soul, like standing in a hall of infinite mirrors. It would be far quicker if I could turn my blade on myself. But failing that, I would be grateful if you would end me, Ophelia.
If I kill you, the sun, Surtur, will fall?
Indeed. Once I take back my body, I will resume Ragnarok, and this lost belt will be the first to burn. From there, I will lay waste to the rest of this planet. I can't wait to show you, Ophelia. Soon you'll get to see my flaming sword. End the entire world.
Instead of screaming out in despair, I quickly used a command spell to forbid him from killing or harming himself. Surtur is the king of giants, the destructor of the end time. I can't let him escape Sigurd's body. If he does, everything will burn. It will be the incineration of humanity all over again. No, not quite. His fire would have to extend into the past to match the incineration of humanity. But his fire will burn up everything in the present, and leave nothing for tomorrow. All of a sudden, it felt like something was twisting my heart. It hurts. I can feel my body groaning in pain. It's like I'm being hollowed out from the inside. Without warning, I find myself in a terribly precarious situation. Am I doing the right thing? Should I tell Queen Scotty? No, that would be much too risky. The King of Giants is the god's sworn enemy. I cannot imagine her merciful love extending to him. With every thought, I can feel my body groaning under the pressure. It hurts. Something is interfering with me. With my plans. What should I do? I can't make this call on my own. But what choice do I have? We cryptors can't interact directly. I have to resolve this situation myself. Besides, we're not allies. Not really. Once we manage to grow our trees of emptiness to maturity, we'll just end up competing for each other's territory. In the end, there will only be one territory left. I can't afford to show any weakness. That's why... That concludes my report.
I see. You did well to bring this to my attention, Ophelia.
Not at all, Lord Kirshtaria. Once I determined the danger the situation posed, I thought you should decide how to handle it. I'm a mage. I don't have the same kind of feelings that normal people do. I don't experience love or romance. All I feel is undying loyalty towards those with vastly superior intellects. Kirshtaria Wodheim shines brighter than anyone. He isn't afraid of anything. He'll know what to do. I'm sure of it. As long as he shows me the path I need to take, I'm sure I can summon up the courage to follow it.
Ophelia Famersalone.
Yes, Lord Kirshtaria?
You were right to use a command spell, and the summon you have achieved is fascinating. The King of Giants in Norse mythology is akin to a god of destruction. By summoning him, you have, in essence, summoned an ancient god. You should be proud that you were born to a family devoted to the study of evocation and the summoning arts. Ophelia.
Yes, Lord Kirshtaria?
You have gained an exceptional resource to help bring about the reconstruction of humanity. You say Surtur told you he was going to burn the entire planet. Fascinating. I wonder if that would still work on a world that has been wiped clean. At any rate, the data would seem to indicate that you have him fully under control. As long as you can continue to rein him in without incident, he should be a tremendous asset. Though of course that does pose considerable risk.
Understood. Then I shall do my best to live up to your expectations, Lord Kirshtaria. From here on, I will address my half-Surtur, half-Sigurd servant as Saber, and turn his power to our cause. I vow that I will grow my lost belt to maturity with his help. I know I can live up to Lord Kirshtaria's hopes. I know I can fight. Building a relationship with a heroic spirit that has a mind of his own, controlling one's servants, these are key problems every master has to face. I can manage it. This is what I've trained for. I won't fail. I will grow my tree of emptiness to maturity. I'll ensure this lost belt continues to flourish alongside the Queen and the most powerful knight to ever live. The tree continues to grow well. It has been all this time. Everything is going well here. At least, it was.
Enchanté, Crypter. I'm a servant from proper human history. The only hero of humanity in all of Scandinavia. Hey now, what's the matter? What are you so afraid of, mademoiselle? Alright, so we want archers. I'll leave fucking Waver in. Honestly, this shouldn't be that bad. I mean, we just have to break a bar. That's it for this fight.
The false sun is falling. The fiery king of giants returns. In the book of Genesis, it's written that the Creator rested on the seventh day. In this lost belt, fire is what comes on the seventh day. Not a day of rest, but the day of Ragnarok. After Wednesday, Odin's Day. After Thursday, Thor's Day. After Friday, Freya's Day. Then after Saturday, Saturn's Day. The day of the sun finally arrives. The false sun, the ball of fire glowing in the sky, is falling to the ground instead of remaining aloft. It shakes and cracks the ground, shattering mountains as it shifts and writhes to stand on its feet. In proper human history, this event manifested in the eruption of Mount Katla, but not here. Our myth is this world's reality. Muspelheim, realm of fire, land of flame. The blazing inferno standing in for the true sun in this lost belt sky. Now the Muspel's leader, Muspelheim itself, descends upon us. One of the great kings, the one who will cast Twilight's pall far and wide, arrives as a sun gone mad. The only king of giants in all the world, Surtur, and his great flaming sword.
Did you say Surtur? Man, you weren't kidding! Ha! Figures he'd be a big bugger. I know the Age of Gods never ended here, but come on!
Foo! The Fiery King of Giants. The bordered instruments can't even properly measure his magical energy. We can't even tell how far he is from us either. It's not clear whether he's way out there or... It's no use, I can't even get a clear visual on him. Could be some sort of heat mirage or something. Either way, it is impossibly hot. Make sure you stay behind me, Master.
I'll get my Mr. Code ready. I strongly advise you keep your distance, Mr. John. Your Mr. Code may have been outfitted to accommodate Russia's extreme cold, but it is not nearly so effective against extreme heat. Make sure to remain where Miss Kiraline can protect you.
Holmes, you're healed! Thank goodness.
Absolutely. I've had plenty of rest. It was nice to fall asleep without anything on my mind for once. But I also can't deny that it was dreadfully dull. You'll have to inform me about your recent escapades when we have the time. Is this really the time to be idly catching up with each other? Temperature outside the border is skyrocketing even as we speak. It's enough of a shock learning that the giants and the like exist here, but now we find out they have a king? There's no telling how many reports I'll have to write now, assuming anyone even believes them. Granted, it's not as though we're making any of this up, but once this lost belt disappears, any credibility those reports will have is going to disappear along with it. Ah, hello, Mr. Gordorf. I see you are finally beginning to understand some of the problems Chaldea has been facing this entire time. Perhaps now you may understand why, at first blush, our reports on the singularities may have seemed so preposterous. Never mind that now. We're in danger here. Get us the hell out, right away! It's difficult to tell with all this fire, but I don't think that giant is as far away as he looks. You're right about that, Monsieur Director. I've got a feeling he's way closer than you think. Hey, King of Giants! Surtur, right? You're not just gonna go away on your own, are you? Am I right to assume you're our enemy? Of course.
I can hear him. No, wait. He's communicating telepathically via magecraft.
Here he comes. You two, keep Brynhild safe. Mash, maximum output. Focus everything on defense.
Yes, Master. Ordinax maximum output. Switching over to defense mode. I can't believe you're so collected, even after seeing that. I'm impressed, Mash. You really are amazing.
Well, to be fair, it's not like Surtur's really the craziest thing we've ever seen. We did fight Tiamat.
It's dangerous out here, Ophelia Famersalone. Please hurry inside the castle while the King of Giants' attention is focused on them. No, Ortland, you go on ahead. This is my mess. I need to be the one who cleans it up. Ophelia!
Ooh, that's a little bit of a bigger health bar than I remembered. So let's see. Burn to a single enemy during your normal attacks. Special attack Divine and burn. So he's immune to burn. He does special bonus damage to Divine Servants. And on top of that, he inflates burn with his attack. For some reason I thought his normal attacks hit everyone. Like, fuck it, might as well just go all out, right? Aw, that's just for her. That would have been nice if it was for all allies. At the very least, I don't have to worry about an NP or an extra attack from Surtur. I just gotta hit him hard. Ooh, that wasn't bad. 200, half his health. Oh cool, spreading fire. I know, his normal attacks do hit everyone. Oh, come on. If that first one had crit, that would have been it. I'm not done yet. I fended off the first wave of Surtur's onslaught, but I'm afraid this heat and pressure are so intense that... The Ordinax is designed to be fire resistant, should be able to hold up in the face of extreme heat from the natural world. But it was never designed to withstand being submerged in lava. You're lucky you're still standing. If not for all this snow and ice infused with magical energy, you'd be a goner. After all, he's... Indeed. He may not be quite as hot as a star, but he is quite close. There's something else disturbing about him. Be wary of his noble phantasm. Surtur's flaming sword is a divine construct born from a planet. It prioritizes life forms over all else. Not even a deity from the Age of Gods could survive it. Ooh la la, you should be proud, you two! We're still standing tall after facing off with a being that kills entire worlds. Hey, Surtur! I figured a god killer would be way more impressive, but so far you've been a big letdown. You're nothing compared to the despair my grand army and I felt in winter. Winter, you say? All that I have for you is fire.
Fo, Q! Here comes the second wave.
Keep that shield up.
Yes, Master. I won't lose, even if we are up against a divine construct. Position secured with a bunker bolt. Assuming full defensive...
Out of my way.
A blinding light fills my vision. Light. No, it's not just light. It's heat. Flickering heat that reduces everything it touches to ash. If this were truly a divine construct, there's nothing to be done against it. At least, that's what I think. Senpai! Senpai! And yet I saw her. I saw a warrior. I forget who this is. That's the man-made shield. I saw her push beyond her limits to wield that heavy shield, even as her arms and legs shook with the effort. And I knew. Oh, I know what this is. I knew. I knew that it was time for me to make my stand. My spirit core may be damaged, but as long as I can move, I have a chance to atone for my sins. You too. It seems this body of mine has caused you a great deal of trouble. And so I have no choice but to use it to make amends. My ultimate technique is ready. Demonic Sword of the Sun. Now is the time for you to wreak destruction! Bolverkagram! I think I'll keep going a little longer. Cause I'm like, yeah, this kind of went on for a little bit. I think I'm, what, at 40 minutes already? Yeah, we should be fine to go on with another section. Hey, get as much done as I can, right? Who cares if these episodes are super long? Fire walked the earth. Here in this lost belt, a place nearly devoid of life, a giant strode about the land like a conquering king. Onward he walked, never straying from his path towards the lost belt's fiery northern mountains. He is the king of giants, the king of fire. The giants that gather at his feet are crushed beneath his heels. The ice beasts drawn to his light are melted in an instant. He is a lofty king. Though he may carry me on his shoulder, I am well aware there is no one who can truly be close to him. There is nothing else that can view the world from his great height. No, that may not be quite true any longer. My mystic eye can see it. An enormous tree beyond the fiery mountains, stretching toward the heavens. A figure just as imposing as the King of Giants. The Tree of Emptiness. I can't reach Lord Kirshtaria. Surtur's magical energy must be jamming our signal. What would he think of this situation? I see no cause for concern. I have high hopes for you, Ophelia. Yes, that's what he'd say. You again. I'm surprised to see you outside the castle. Do I look a complete fool to you now? Yes, I'm sure I do. I'd probably laugh too if I saw myself now. Huh? I'm sorry, I can't tell what you're saying. I have some facility with lip reading, but it's not very helpful when you speak a language I do not know. I guess you really are from a foreign planet. Dumbass. Can hardly freaking believe she's a crypter too. Not one damn bit like the other one. This one's just a stupid little girl who can't bear to let go of her ladyhood. She might as well be carrying a cracked jar of oil into a bonfire. It's as stupid as a maiden walking along the shore barefoot. Between her and the queen, there isn't a single woman here who can tell a good man when she sees one. Screw this. I can see where it's going, so I'm just gonna go back to the temple. And you, foxwoman? Good question. This silvery world is pretty enough that it could have made for a nice ski resort. But with that giant here, any chance at NFF services making a profit just went up in smoke. I think I'll be on my way shortly too. I want to see how Ophelia's story ends before I leave. So being able to flit about as you like makes it easier for you to park your fat ass wherever you go, huh? I should have known. Would you please spare me the slanderous crudities? I'll have you know my ass isn't the slightest bit fat. It's petite, thank you very much. Gotta say though, disappointed in Queenie here. Can't believe she's just sitting back letting Surtur get resurrected like this. Then again, she did marry Njord, god of the sea. Proper human history. Must not be as smart as she pretends. I'm afraid you have it backwards, Canis. Look at it this way. Surtur was just that much of a blind spot for her. He represented something so antithetical to her worldview that she couldn't conceive of his existence. This lost belt was finished the moment she lost the ability to consider that much. Why do you think it was pruned away? It's like an insect that couldn't even tell it was being exterminated. That said, I doubt Her Majesty would have done anything about Surtur even if she had learned of his relationship to Sigurd. Oh? That means she's just the sort to sit back and let nature take its course. Or does she just pity that cryptor? Indeed, I imagine the Queen feels compelled to keep herself in check, so as to be responsible with her overwhelming power. I suppose it's an admirable enough quality for a human. But sadly, she doesn't seem to have realized that way of thinking limited what her Scandinavia could do as well. Anyway, none of that's my business, and I'm more than happy to keep it that way. And that's about enough chit-chat. I've got all the goodies I came for, so I think I'll be on my merry way. The next time we meet will be on the sea, won't it, Cadus? When we do, I expect some rare and valuable merch that can't be found anywhere on land. Ha! As if I'd give your fat ass the time of day. Besides, the fact you think you're irreplaceable just means you'll be on your way out sooner than you realize. I wouldn't assume every lost belt is on your side if I were you, pet. We're still alive. Senpai! He deflected the fire with his demonic sword.
It seems the King of Giants has disappeared towards the northern mountains. First and foremost, I'm glad to see you're all safe. I think you may already know who I am, but let me introduce myself properly. I am a warrior, and the wielder of the demonic sword, Graham. I am the son of Sigmund and Hjordis, and I have manifested in this lost belt as a saber. My true name is Sigurd. I'm glad I was able to protect you. I only wish I'd been able to resist Surtur's control of my body more than once.
Sigurd? Resist? So back then, was that you?
Yeah, when he spared us on the Shadow Border. Guess this is what they call a hero's pride.
But I thought you died when Surtur was freed.
He did. Sigurd's body would surely have fallen apart, had someone not been there to hold it together. Am I correct in that assumption, Ortlind, last remaining commander of the Valkyries?
Yes, I used a rune to help him. It was all so sudden that I did not expect it to work. But fortunately, the damage was not as extensive as I believed. It almost seemed to me as if the wounds on his body had been somehow rewound. Rewound? Did Ophelia do that? I took advantage of that opportunity to keep his spirit core intact, though only just. Unfortunately, I've already exceeded my own output limits. I am afraid I will only last a few seconds more at best.
I was able to wield my sword one last time thanks to you. For that, you have my deepest gratitude.
No need to thank me. I didn't help you for your sake. If you truly are a hero, then please, help my sister. That's all I want.
You have my word, and once again, you have my gratitude.
Foe!
In Odin's name, by the rune's guidance, I ask that you awaken my love. Brynhild, my love, and my eternal executioner, please, open your eyes. I promise I will hold your spirit origin together. Your spirit core may be damaged like mine, but I hope you will open your eyes nonetheless, even just a little.
You mustn't. Please don't come near me. I'm the one destined to kill you. I can try to resist that madness, but I fear my body may move to kill you on its own. So please stay away.
Hush, just for now.
I knew it. I really knew it really was someone else earlier, wasn't it, Sigurd?
Yes.
It's really you. You are the man, the hero I fell in love with.
If only that were true. Then and now. I've shown myself to be too much of a fool to be your hero.
No, you haven't. You protected me. If it hadn't been for you, Surtur's fiery sword would have killed me. You protected the Shield Maiden, the Emperor, and the boy fighting to save humanity. You kept this world's hope alive.
Of course. I could never have done it with what little strength I had alone, though. Her help was crucial. She is also why your spear has yet to pierce me, despite our coming face to face. It's all thanks to her godly power.
Is he talking about... Fall? Indeed. If Surtur had brought his flaming sword down in earnest, my castle and all of Scandinavia would have been razed to the ground. And of course I absolutely refuse to abide men and women killing one another. I see you have all suffered at least some manner of injury. It has been a very, very long time since I last saw brave warriors putting themselves to the hazard in combat. This may have been inevitable with Odin's protection weakened, but my negligence is also to blame for things reaching this dire stage. Chaldeans, Sigurd, Brynhild, and you, the archer whose name escapes me. You fought well, my children. I commend your bravery and your valor. I will not let you die just yet. You all may enter my castle. Come with me.
Ophelia.
Foo!
Yeah, I know. It's about time I stepped up. Date updated. Yeah, that's about right. You know what? Real quick, I'm gonna go get a bottle of water. What do you mean it? You gotta be fucking kidding me. I hit the end of it, but it didn't count as me completing the fucking section. What a load of fucking horse shit. Oh, don't give me that unknown shit now. Assassin and caster, okay. So all three goes. Oh, we can use Sigurd now, though. Is this one? It's... Oh, casters and assassin. Yeah, then I could just use them. I'll just bring Waver then. Actually, let me change out Emiya Alter for Kiara. That should be alright.
With their masks gone, the giants began an all-out assault to destroy what little life remained. I knew it! The giants are headed towards the village! There were always a few stragglers wandering around the snowfields and mountains, but there's never been so many gathered around the village like this before.
What's going on? Is this the goddess's will?
They're so loud and close. Are we gonna be okay? They're not gonna break through the walls, are they?
The envoys will protect us. The goddess will make her glory known.
There's nothing to worry about, everyone, so let's all just pray together. Lady Mash, Mr. John, Mr. Napoleon, Foe. Wherever you are, I hope the giants haven't squished you. I have sent all the envoys to the villages. Unfortunately, with their masks gone, not only do the giants no longer hear my voice, they now resonate with Surtur. If their power approaches its height during the Age of Gods, the village's protections can only last so long. I will do my best to ensure they remain intact for at least half a day, but anything more than that will be quite difficult. Setting that aside, I never expected to see Surtur again.
My apologies for interrupting, Your Majesty. I am Sherlock Holmes of Chaldea. Let me begin by offering you my most sincere thanks for treating our injured personnel. For that matter, it is safe to say they would not even have survived Surtur's attack had it not been for your help. Right, we should all thank her for saving us. Thanks, Queenie. Glad we're fighting the same enemy now. You have my thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Sahath. You even restored the Ordnax and its components. Foo!
Thanks.
Pay it no mind. It is about time you all understood. I am your mother. All in Scandinavia are my children. I have decided to love you with all that entails. As my children, all you need to do is accept my grace. Even if I am only one of the old gods, as that irritating Wodyme would say.
We are most grateful for your mercy. Now, would you mind if I asked you a few questions? I would like to gain as clear an understanding of the situation as possible in order to better determine our next course of action.
Very well. Ask what you will.
Thank you, Your Majesty. To begin, I presume that the fire on the northern mountains comes from Surtur.
That is correct.
Are they embers?
Embers? I believe he means the embers of Ragnarok.
Now I get it.
That would depend upon your perspective.
I see. Oh, hold on.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but may we ask you something, Holmes?
Yes, Miss Kirlight? Mr. John?
Holmes,
did you know about Surtur all along?
I was at best 20% certain.
Giving voice to my suspicions at that point would only cause confusion, which is why I refrained from doing so. But I was certain that the man who attacked the Shadow Border was not truly Sigurd, even if I was unable to convey that information at the time. That said, I am in fault with regard to the fire in the mountains. My apologies. I should have found a way to tell you about their true nature sooner, or at least managed to warn you of Surtur's involvement here.
I wouldn't beat yourself up for it too badly. Under the circumstances, you were lucky to survive the fake Sigurd's attack. Having said that, there is one thing about you that I'm not exactly pleased about. You always either say too much or not enough.
Yes, that certainly is true. Nonetheless, Technical Advisor. Much as I agree that one should strive for accuracy in the information conveyed, even in battle, we can't expect it will always be possible to do so.
Well, if you're gonna take Holmes' side, I guess there's nothing more to discuss. That is how you do things, right, Gordy? You don't expect people to deliver more than they're capable of, do you?
I am deeply ashamed. I can't tell you how sorry I am for the trouble my ineptitude has caused.
Why are you so hard on yourself, sage of proper human history? The fire in those mountains is a testament to my weakness. Even with the power Odin bestowed upon me, I have been unable to rid my land of twilight. Is that? It is something of a long story. Please lend me your ears.
And capture froze again. Fucking piece of shit. Oh, going again? So hard to fucking tell with this capture program. It just stops and starts whenever it fucking wants to. Okay, now I have like 20 of these fucking things. I'll have to sort through all this shit later. Which ones are actually fucking videos and which ones are not. Oh well. Alright.
It was 3,000 years ago, the twilight of the gods. Ragnarok, the battle destined to bring an end to the age of gods, was upon us. It should have begun and ended here, just as it did in proper human history. But here, Surtur rampaged unchecked, and everything went awry. Surtur, the Dark One. He inherited Ymir's destructive side above all else. The first giant whose name was all but erased from proper human history. As the fiery king of giants, he was the strongest in all of Muspelheim, which also made him its ruler. He was meant to trigger Ragnarok, ending the Norse Age of Gods and paving the way for the future. But in this lost belt, he did not care for his destined fate. Refusing to be content while ending the Norse Age of Gods, he decided to want to bring about a true end, a cataclysm to end the world entirely. From there, things continued to spiral. Next came Vanagandar Fenrir Sulfur, perhaps better known as the Icy Fenrir, and fearsome wolf of ruin whose breath could freeze anything in its path. Though I am told it is not mentioned in either Edis or the Volsunga saga in proper human history. He was a great monster whose bones, muscles, and heat turned to ice after it had eaten half of Niflheim. It was Fenrir who originally was supposed to kill Odin. But when Fenrir let down his guard to swallow the sun, Surtur set upon him. He killed Fenrir, tore him to pieces, and consumed him. Having gained the wolf's power, Surtur went on to kill Loki, the other gods, and even other of the giants' kings. He then attempted to connect his true body, Muspelheim itself, to the sky, through the hole left by the sun's vacancy. By doing so, he hoped to bring twilight not only to the gods, but to the entire world. He destroyed each of the Norse world's 9 realms, and attempted to burn down the very planet. The flames were devastating. Odin and the remaining gods banded together to try and prevent this unthinkable ending, but they could not win against Surtur. However, they were able to fight him to a stalemate. Though the gods were completely destroyed, Odin was able to seal Muspelheim away with one final rune, leaving it hanging in the sky as a false sun. As for myself, Odin combined me with Sahath, a woman with whom I shared a fateful bond, in order to draw Surtur's eye away from the gods he meant to kill. Now I am all that remains of the gods, me, and the primordial runes that Odin entrusted to my care. It was horrific. Surtur's rampage left much of the land ablaze. The blood that poured onto the ground from the many wounds the gods inflicted upon him erupted into flames, and remained ablaze. Those flames consumed countless lives. It fell to me to protect what few remained. Once Ragnarok had truly concluded, there would be little point in ushering in the age of humanity without any humans. I turned the vast majority of my power toward extinguishing the flames that threatened to consume this world and all life on it. And so I blanketed the land in snow and ice, laden with magical energy, thus creating safe havens that the surviving giants could not touch, in order to give humans an opportunity to live their lives. I put masks on the giants infused with my magical energy, placing them under the authority I gained from my father, the giant Piazzi. Then I produced several hundred envoys, using the 3 surviving Valkyries as a base. With his true body sealed within the false sun, Surtur became as ineffectual as a divine spirit. Though he continued to exist in this world, he no longer had any power over it. Peace returned to Scandinavia, and so began a new age that was never meant to be. An age where the last god, a handful of people, a scattering of giants, and a few Valkyries all eked out a quiet coexistence. From there, an impossible 3,000 years came to pass. A great tree extended its roots down from space, and Ophelia appeared before me, calling herself a cryptor. I presume you are aware of what transpired after that. She told me she must grow that tree in order for this world to survive. She was quite helpful to me, which I did appreciate. But that is beside the point. I never suspected that the knight that accompanied her was harboring the soul of my sworn enemy. I don't think she meant for this to happen. I believe this was likely a summoning accident of some kind. No doubt she used a summoning system identical to Chaldea's to materialize Sigurd's heroic spirit, and a foreign entity happened to make its way into the mix. By foreign entity, I take it you mean Surtur. Wait, I've got it! It's her mystic eye! Indeed. I imagine Surtur must have used it as a catalyst. That eye is meant for seeing possibilities, after all. She must have caught sight of a lost history, a prune phenomenon that would have been impossible in proper human history at some point. So you say she saw Surtur's soul of all things. Oh, Ophelia Famersalone. If you had to see something, why could it not have been me? How dreadfully unfortunate. But regardless, the fact remains that Surtur, my sworn enemy, has returned to my land. And now he will stop at nothing to finish what he began, to merge with Muspelheim and bring about the end of all things. If nothing is done to stop him, he will burn Scandinavia to the ground. His flames will devour all life. All manner of heat will coalesce into one great fire, and reduce everything to smoke and ash. If that happens, there's no telling what effect it might have outside this lost belt. You do need to go through void space in order to escape a lost belt, so I don't think fire would leak beyond it, but I can't really be entirely certain. It's worth noting that he does still have our compass, too. The paper moon, I mean. Your Majesty, might I propose an alliance? While the enemy of my enemy may not necessarily be my friend, I do believe our chances of defeating Surtur would improve considerably by working together. What do you say, Sahath Skadi, my fair Honduras? You would issue commands to a god, heroic spirit? Respectfully, of course. You are a heroic spirit, are you not? What a joke. A human ghost, a mere shadow, telling me what to do. Ordinarily, I would pay no mind to what a being such as you had to say. But in your particular case, I sense wisdom of in those beautiful eyes. You remind me of Balder, the god of light. What?
What? Seriously?
My queen, what are you saying? Pay it no heed, I was merely joking. This heroic spirit's eyes may be wise, but they're also somewhat clouded. Even gentle Balder would surely object to such a comparison. Nonetheless, I have made my decision, heroic spirit. I shall love you as...
Where did that come from? I didn't touch anything, technical advisor. It's not always about you, Director. Everything's working fine. It's just the emergency alert. I I take it you felt that too, Monsieur Vry, demonic sword wielder. Indeed. Something approaches from the sky. Brynhild!
Right. I see it. There's a massive magical energy flying towards us from the northern mountains. Wait, all our instruments are working now? I simply adjusted my snow and ice to accommodate them. The nerve interrupting a god. Dare to sully my castle any further, and even my patience will...
I think they're selling your castle a little bit there.
Another one of those? Hostile detected. It's the same species we encountered on Mount Galdhopeken, Master.
Welp. Still hate how they have to define it as an unknown when we already know it's a caster. We fought one of these already, game. Huh. I totally forgot. I left the wrong CE on Passion Lips. Eh, what does it fucking matter? Ooh, couple of these guys. Way to turn. Alright, here we go. Oh, let me select that one first. I don't know if Lip's gonna be able to do enough damage to kill anything, but I guess we'll see. He doesn't know. Oh, that's surprising. Lip actually did kill it. Or one of them, anyway. Stop stealing my stars, please. Oh. Man, I love it when that happens. Alright, Berserker and Assassin. We've done this node before. Many times. Aw, my Anastasia's not here. Oh well. I guess I'll settle for a summer Nero. Let's see. I guess I'll bring XX. Why not? Oh, that has started with 50% MP. Not bad. Every time with that fucking Konosuba game, I should probably uninstall that fucking thing. I don't even fucking play it. At least we got one of them, but it's not enough. The hell are these things? Why are there so damn many? At least they're satisfying to shoot, but still. Repulsive. There is something indecent about these creatures. They have no regard for their own lives.
Indeed, they're infused with vast amounts of magical energy. I doubt these creatures are the product of a normal ecosystem. We have more coming in through a hole in the ceiling. There's a second, and a third. They certainly aren't shaped like any ordinary creature. Could they be phantasmals? As they have just appeared now, perhaps they were originally some sort of plant that has transformed into Surtur's kin. No, on second thought, most likely.
Foo! Foo! Foo!
How dare you! What possible reason could you seeds have for barging into my castle, knowing I have connected myself to the Tree of Emptiness? Seeds! That's it! I'm analyzing the data now. They're seeds from the Tree of Emptiness. I can't believe it. Even the seeds are autonomous and capable of fighting. I was willing to turn a blind eye to the occasional stray seed, but how dare you damage my castle? This transgression will not stand. I, the king of this lost belt, command you to die. What? Of course they're not going to self-destruct on your command. Haven't you noticed? Your connection to them has been severed. I suppose I'll have to help you out a bit, seeing as you're evidently helpless by yourself.
Good job, Ilya.
Ilya!
Whoa, nice work! So that's what a divine spirit's magecraft can do, huh?
If it isn't Freya. It's Ilya, stepmother. Didn't you just hear Mash call me that? I suppose you are right. Freya would never allow herself to wield ice and snow as I do. Regardless, I must commend you. You did well to escape my dungeon. I should have expected as much from my daughter in proper human history. My companion's beloved child. I could have escaped whenever. The only reason I didn't is because I knew you'd really go all out to seal me away again. This time for good if I did. I was just passing the time when I heard a big commotion coming from inside the castle. At first I thought you were fighting everyone else after finally defeating Surtur, but I guess I was wrong. What happened? I thought you were supposed to be the Queen of Scandinavia. Did you not notice that Ophelia cut your connection to the Tree of Emptiness? So it would seem. That certainly explains why they did not obey my order to self-destruct. So basically, it's Russia all over again, huh? Well, let me get this straight. Up till now, the Queen's been connected to the Tree of Emptiness. Both their connections severed now. The Cryptor's trying to make Surtur the new Lost Belt King by connecting him to it instead. Madness. There is no telling what sort of disaster may ensue if Surtur were to absorb the tree's power for himself. Though I see you seem to have some idea, Your Majesty. Indeed I do. To begin with, he would no doubt raise Scandinavia to the ground in but a single breath. The flaming sword he wields is a blade forged by the planet. Its sole purpose is to rend the age of gods asunder, to wipe it from the face of the earth. Should it be successful, it will leave nothing behind. It is that powerful a weapon. A divine construct. A noble phantasm on par with Bronca Miniad. On top of that, he's still got the Paper Moon, which means it's even more likely his destruction could reach the outside. Assuming his magical energy and spiritual rank increased to that degree. Your Majesty, would you tell us where the Tree of Emptiness is located? The Northern Zone. The Tree of Emptiness took root beyond the Fire Mountains. Though of course I've been using my ice and snow crystals to hide it from view. I see. So you were using Magecraft-based optical camouflage and jamming its magical energy signature all at once. No wonder we were unable to locate the Tree of Emptiness once we arrived in this Lost Belt. Very well. Now that we have dealt with those intruders, would you be so kind as to give us an answer to my earlier proposal, Queen Zahath Scotty? Yes, I suppose I should. We'd really appreciate your help. With things as they are, I suppose there is little alternative. Enemies of my sworn enemy, humans and heroic spirits of proper human history, I accept your proposal. Our alliance, however, will be a temporary one. Do not forget that. And one more thing. Do not enter into this alliance with the intent to hold anything back at all. Remember, Surtur defeated Odin himself. You must kill a killer of gods. You should appreciate the incredible difficulty of this particular task. Is that clear?
You're too kind, Your Majesty. Ha! What a coup! Now my grand army has got its own, even got its own goddess and a queen.
Fool, fool, fool!
I see, I see. So you're happy about this too, huh, Pupper? Come on, Private, celebrate with me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. It's not every day you get to kill a godslayer alongside a goddess and a great hero. With a lineup like this, we can't possibly lose. And a good thing too. One Waterloo is more than enough. I'm trusting you two to handle the vanguard. Sound good? Certainly. I shall do my utmost to clear a path for you.
As will I. We will be your blades until our spirit cores and spirit origins finally crumble apart. Rest assured, I will never fall the heartless flame.
Ooh la la, I'm falling in love with you all over again.
Please don't. Really, you mustn't, Emperor. Sigurd is right here beside me.
I can hardly blame him given your beauty. But I must warn you, Emperor. You'll never win her heart. It already belongs to me. Damn, Sigurd. Maybe I can't compete with that. Maybe this is a sign that I ought to focus on my main squeeze.
Fool, fool, kill!
Be warned. While I've used my runes to hold your spirit cores together, the bonds are still fragile. If you expend all your magical energy in battle, they will once again crumble. That's awful.
Please do not concern yourself with us, Lady Mash. The existence of servants is a brief, fleeting one. Once our task is done, it is our fate to disappear. Both Brynhild and I are well aware of that. Let our bodies be your sword. Let our bodies be your strength. Lord John, we may not have forged official contracts with you. But as our temporary master, our blades are yours to wield for humanity as you see fit. Thanks for helping us, you two.
Looks like we're all on the same page.
What a relief.
If you dug in your heels, I was worried I'd have to fight you myself, and that one or both of us might end up dead. But for now, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm sure we can get along until this is all over. Right, stepmother? Yes, I suppose we can. It seems we will have a chance to test how well we can fight together sooner than expected.
Fool?
Hostiles detected! Giants! There's a whole bunch of big ones headed your way from underground! Must be the red giants that were chained up. These guys should be old hat by now, right, Private?
I'm seeing multiple moose spells. They appear to be the ones who are being kept underneath the castle. But there's something different about their heads. They're not wearing their masks anymore. Surtur's power must have broken them. Now they will no longer heed commands from my bloodline. Very well then. I shall assist in dealing with them myself.
That's one down. We have multiple hostiles in the area. Master, permission to engage the enemy. Granted. Understood. Haha, you're getting good at giving out orders, Private. Remind you to give me a medal once these guys are toast.
Very well. Let us begin.
Oh, cool. A quick boost, which is absolutely fucking useless to me. What, I have like 3 quick cards in this deck, of 15 cards in total? That should be good for me. Thanks, Sahath. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I could never really use Sahath Scotty on this account. Because I have like no quick servants that, well, that I've leveled anyway. Damn, Waver, I didn't expect you to do that. But alright. I expect him to crit with a 20. I'll give the attack boost to Nero. I'll give illusionary buff to XX though. Not even close to killing that other guy. Nope. Maybe this will kill the first one? I doubt, but maybe close. Oh, maybe it did kill. Oh, come on. Every time. I can't catch a break. Oh yeah, class affinity. I totally forgot about the class, because I never really use it for that. But yeah, now she's yeah, because it's benefit. What is it? Yeah, negate defense disadvantages. That's actually really good. Jesus. Why everyone always gotta beat on Waver? The battle in the castle is over. That would seem to be the last of the giants who were dwelling in the underground.
Now hurry up and get on the border. We're waiting on the other side of the bridge. Understood.
Fool!
So I guess this means the queen was forcing the giants to obey her all this time rather than having them submitted willingly. But then, if she didn't have them under her control, why did they all go around attacking Mash and John the moment they laid eyes on them? I assume those masks were unable to provide enough control for her to prevent them from attacking the villages. In which case, they would not stop the giants from homing in on any heat source that happened to wander into their field of view. Gotcha. So that's why the villagers are safe to live in. Since you don't have to leave your village to survive here, I guess it all works out. I actually thought this stuff through more than I thought.
This world could have lasted for 3,000 years. Couldn't have lasted for 3,000 years otherwise. Especially since it sounds like most of it had burned to the ground. Keeping each village's population to 100 people must have been a restriction intended to ensure life could continue here. I mean, the queen even made those conifer trees out of ice with her magical energy. There just isn't that much food to go around. You have to be strong to survive in Russia, but here being strong is a death sentence. The only way to survive in this world is to stay weak and live your life inside the confines of your village. But that is neither here nor there. Come on, everyone. We've got to get ready to welcome back Mash John, the heroic spirits, and Her Majesty herself.
Multiple divine spirits, huh? And all of them on a vehicle under my command. Very well. Under the circumstances, I suppose there is nothing to do but accept that my report will likely fill a volume or two. Where'd that idea come from? You got nothing but free time or something? Don't be ridiculous. If I come to be recognized as a great author once we have restored humanity, the musics could end up becoming lords. After all, it's the mark of an excellent leader to plan for what happens following the battle's end. Now you're throwing shade at Napoleon? There's no way you could have sent a lordship without the clout to go head-to-head with policies in the aristocracy. Now get your head out of the clouds and your ass in a chair. What did you say to me? And how do you know so much about...
I do beg your pardon, Mr. Minier, but would you mind hurrying along with our travel preparations? Though they may appear to be moving slowly, the giant's footsteps cover an astonishing amount of ground. What Holmes said. Now come on, let's pick up the pace so we can catch up quickly. All set, let's kill ourselves some giants.
Alright, just got one more part to this section, and then I think I'm just gonna call it a night for myself. Oh, this one's a bit messy, though. Yeah, what with the assassins and casters? Ilya. Perfect. Yeah, I'll keep this team. This should be alright.
Why are we using this lump of metal for transport? That seems terribly inefficient. The heroic spirits would reach our destination far more quickly with a flight rune or a speed rune.
Full?
We determined this was the best course of action under the circumstances, Your Majesty. Totally. Giants are way more aggressive now, and we got the Tree of Emptiness seeds falling from the sky. Flying would make us easy targets for the giants lobbing ice boulders, and fleeing on foot would open us up to getting picked off individually. Here in the border, it's much easier to attack and defend at once. For example, the Emperor can use his cannon up on the deck to gather any groups that come after us.
I saw something new on the radar. More enemies? No, they're not hostile, but they are flying. Are those birds?
Can you put them up on the monitor?
Of course. Here you go.
Look!
Full!
Haven't seen these in a while.
Yes, 2 of them again, no less. They must be native to the fields that crop up in between the fire and ice field zones. Huh, they must be good friends. Wait, let me get a better look at them. You two. You say you have seen these birds before? Yes, several times. I see. That explains it. Now it all makes sense. Something on your mind, Your Majesty? Oh, just thinking aloud, young sage.
Hey, mesdames et messieurs, can you hear me down in that luxurious toasty room of yours? This is Napoleon reporting in from atop the border. Just saw some flying creatures besides those birds. We've got another bunch of seeds headed our way. How far away are those things coming from anyway? Not seeing anything over... Whoa, scratch that, definitely more of those seeds. Oh crap, they're changing course to try and land on top of this thing. Moving to intercept now. Anyone who wants to join me, come on up. Let's go take them out.
Yes, I'm all set. Da Vinci already finished looking over the Ortnax. It was pretty much good as new thanks to the queen fixing it up. Man, those primordial runes really are something.
I'll head out as well. I'd like to familiarize myself with Graham's weight a bit more.
I'll go too.
No, you stay here. I can handle this alone, and I want you to rest up.
No, my love. Come what may, I will not leave your side.
I see. Very well then, let us go together. You know, what I also really like about Sigurd and Brynhild is that their color palettes match each other. It's really cute. I'm looking forward to next year's summer event when we get Summer Brynhild, and her NP is just her and Sigurd with a giant wedding cake cutter. So fucking cute. I love it when Fate does that shit. You know, I should probably level up my Seatanai. You know, seeing that I want to do Oniland.
That might help me a little bit.
Just a thought. Wow, I actually got all the effects on that. Not bad. I'm not terribly afraid of what the East Ulfer can do, but you know, might as well put the defense up anyway. Well, he attacked Waver anyway, so it's fine. You know, it actually kind of pains me to say, but in order for me to do Oniland, I might just have to skip all the story and read it later. And I hate doing that, but I think it'll be worth it for Oniland, because I do like Oniland's story. The Halloween events usually do have good stories. Yeah, let's give this to XX. So I'm gonna use... Fuck it. Better fucking kill. I'm gonna be a little upset. I mean, I think it probably will. Nope. Just barely fucking didn't. Which means I'm gonna redo that fucking turn. Nope. No, I ain't wasting the fucking Seatanai's NP on that shit. Fuck that. Oh, man. Alright, let's try this one more time. Since I know what will and won't kill.
最果ての光を私にボーナスをセイバーシュッです。ダブル X ダイナミック。おてんばかな。でも楽しい。モンスターダンスお仕立てしておきめ
Just barely didn't get the kill on either of them. What the fuck? Man. Listen, I can't catch a fucking break. This game fucking hates me, I swear.
The battle is over. Looks like that was the last of the seeds. I never thought the giants would group together to chase after us while the border was moving, though.
I wonder, are they trying to hold us back, or is it just a coincidence they showed up now? Can't imagine they were sent here to stall us, but...
True, I don't sense any real intelligence guiding their actions, though. It may well be that they're not here at either Surtur or the Crypt's command. You think the seeds came out on their own? Or maybe the Tree of Emptiness scattered them? Yes, that is certainly a possibility. Fascinating. Perhaps these seeds are the Tree of Emptiness's way of defending itself. I believe you first encountered one while you were in the Jotunheim Mountains. The Highlands. That's right. It was when we were on Mount Galdhöpiggen.
Perhaps it has to do with the latitude.
If true, that would explain why it responded automatically once you headed north. Alright, come on, this isn't a game. If you're done up there, get yourselves back inside. Well, not you, Emperor. You just stick to your guns. Cannon.
Yup, don't you worry about that. You're something else. Treat me like an ordinary gunner, mademoiselle. Brynhild, it must be hard for you to be so close to me. I know my very existence wears on you. Even with the Queen's protection.
It's alright, Sigurd. Strangely enough, I'm comfortably able to control myself. Maybe it's because over half my spirit core is already shattered. I was already broken when I materialized, so perhaps by breaking myself further, I'm better able to resist my usual temptations.
How peculiar that becoming a heroic spirit has reduced us to this.
Not at all, my love. I'm happy about this turn of events.
Alright. What are we on? Oh, 3 sections left. Okay, I'll fucking wrap this shit up tomorrow. So I'm gonna end the episode off here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!